Hello, hello, welcome back. We are continuing with Grim Reaper today, visiting the land of the dead. We're going to a town called Rubacava as the adventures of Manny Calavera continue. Trying to find Meche, the best client we've probably ever had, if we can find her. Why is my color off? Oh, auto white balance. Why? Making me look like I'm orange. That has to do with my lighting. When the camera's centered. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, so it's been a cool game so far. Point and click adventure game. Really nice. Great soundtrack. You've been listening to it while we had the countdown screen. So we're going to continue today. And let's see how far we get. There's 4 years, so 4 parts to this game. We're almost done with year 1. Maybe we'll start year 2 today, so definitely should be a good time all around. It's a little bit on the hard side. I'll admit that. So we've been using hints every now and then, but... Alright, welcome to Rubacava. Small village town, I think. I don't think it's that big. Let's see what's here. Looks like a visitor center with a giant cactus above it. Or at least it looks like a giant cactus. I don't know for sure. Let's go inside. A janitor? Like a little eatery. Hot dishes. I think the dead needed to eat, but...
This guy looks familiar. Mr. Flores, I'm ready to take you now.
Manny Calavera, is that you? Didn't you used to be taller?
Mr. Flores, this is his client when the game started, I think. I'm here to reclaim that walking stick.
I'm here to reclaim that walking stick.
I broke it over the head of some hideous monsters in the forest.
Oh. Let's ask him about Mercedes Colomar.
I'm looking for a woman named Mercedes Colomar.
Well, no one's come through town by that name, and you can take it from me. I, too, am looking for someone, so I watch the comings and goings around here very carefully.
What are you looking for?
Who are you looking for?
Well, if you must know, it's about my wife. I got word that she passed away not long after I, and that she too was crossing the land of the dead on foot. It is said that all lost souls come to Rubacava, so I came here to wait for her.
For those of you who just don't know what the game is about, Manny here works for the Department of the Dead. His job is to find lost souls and help them cross over, or kind of sell them a travel package to cross over into the land of the dead, or through their journey through the land of the dead. So actually a 4-year journey. Manny's trying to get his way out of here by selling packages and, you know, better quality trips for them to take. This guy right here, he couldn't sell a big trip to because he was too much of a sinner, so he had to give him, like, basically a walking stick and send them on his way. But Manny's been, like, pretty much, they've been screwing with Manny and not giving him the better clients where he can make more money and eventually retire and get out of here. So because of that, Manny has been on this adventure, and we finally found where he, what's up, like, they're finagling the clients away from him. So he finally made his way down to the mailroom and was able to capture a client from Domino, his coworker, who was actually a really good client. But things didn't work out correctly, and eventually she just left and they lost her. So he's looking for her because she's basically the best client he's ever had. And he wants to prove himself and send her over and make some money and get himself out of the land of the dead, so...
You must love her very much, also.
Yes, this is true. Of course, she also has all of my money.
Your wife has all of your money, wonderful. I didn't know your wife hasn't gone ahead of you. That could be a possibility too. Like, she could have moved on, and he's just stuck here working, so he hasn't seen her yet. So basically this town that we're in, Rubacava, forgive me for a minute here, I'm just going to set this up, charge my phone. It's one of the destinations you cross when you're going to, through the land of the dead, so. So I think, or we think, Mercedes is here, or Meshe as they call her. And maybe we could find her, bring her back, make her our top-notch client. So hopefully we can do that. How do you know your wife hasn't gone ahead of you?
How do you know your wife hasn't gone ahead of you?
Oh, Manny. If she had arrived here first, surely she would have waited for me.
I'll help you find your wife. What does she look like?
I'll help you find your wife. What does she look like?
Oh, here. I got this from the DOD and made copies to hand out. Isn't she something?
She must have been beautiful with skin.
Weren't we all?
Must have been beautiful with skin. Of course, we're all skeletons now, so...
So, know a good place to stay in town?
What's your price range?
Somewhere around the high end of nothing.
Then maybe, young man, it's time you started thinking about a job.
Well, we lost our job at the Department of the Dead, so...
Can you get me a job here?
Have any skills?
Sales?
Well, that does qualify you for a certain position, but we only have one mop. I'm sorry, Manuel. I've got to get this place ready to open.
Right. I'll let you know if I see your wife.
She'll be the one asking for her beloved Celso.
Will she? I don't know about that. What else can we do here? Like the old 50s style automat kind of eateries. The money in here. This opens up. You take the food out. Kind of a precursor to the diner where they actually served you the food. Take a picture. Look at that picture of his wife. That's her. Yes, she would have looked lovely with skin. He's a skeleton now because he's in the land of the dead. See where else we can go here. That brings us inside. I don't know if we can get up here, but see what else is in town. A lot of Sir drivers hanging out here. What? Uh-oh.
Yeah, tourists.
That was unexpected.
You gotta watch your step around here, stranger. Rubacava ain't the quaint little port town she used to be. Well, hell, looks like there's a new vessel in town. Pardon me whilst I go check her out.
The vessel will be in our car, of course. Poor Manny. Should go talk to him. Hey, Pulse. Dude, this game is great. I had used the guide from start to finish just to enjoy the story. It's pretty tough, I'll tell you that. But it is a nice game so far. I've been using hints here and there, subtle hints. But, yeah, so far so good. I'm really happy with it. I'm glad I decided to finally play it, so... How's it going, Pulse? You're well. We're almost done with year 1 so far.
Well, actually, it's mostly stock with a few mods here and there.
So, would those be glass packs I'm hearing, or turbos?
Let's talk to our friend the sailor who just rescued us.
There was this one high-pitched whine it was making. Really grating noise, you know? And I searched and searched, but I couldn't find the source of the noise until we pulled in here.
Was it the blower?
No, it was Manny screaming in the back like a cat tied to a cruise missile.
That's a good one.
Hola.
Hey, Manny, Dockmaster Velasco here says he's got a place we can dry dock the bone wagon for a while.
Oh, yeah. We can't leave a beauty like this out in the fog, or her chrome will get pitted.
Pitted? Did you hear that, Manny?
You folks gonna stay in Rubacava for a spell?
Thank you for the host, Pulse. I appreciate it. Yeah, Glottis is really cool. I really like this character. I like how we made him the hard driver, too. You had trouble even with the guide? So far, so good. I mean, I'm using the Universal Hint system. So, generally what they do is they give you hints. You could go for as many hints as you need. Once you get to the final hint, though, they give you the solution to the puzzle. But the hints have been good enough to where I haven't gotten stuck. The only place I really got stuck was in the last, in the Petrified Forest. And there was like a maze part to it, and I had to put down a sign so that it would turn and open up a ramp to go underneath. I just couldn't find the right spot to put the ramp in, so that's virtually it. Yeah, with the sign. Yep, that was just a pain. I mean, I had the right idea, I just didn't know where to put the sign. Then I realized it was on a patch of land that was a little darker than the rest of it, and I was like, obviously that's it.
We're here looking for a woman named Mercedes Colomar.
I'm not too good with names. Did she have any distinguishing marks or a tattoo?
Not that she showed me.
Well, like I said, I'm as good with names as you are with the fog.
Problem is, she's a skeleton, so even if she had a tattoo, it would be on her skin, and she has no skin, so...
I might be here a while. Is there any work in this town?
Well, there's lots of work down at the docks, but it's all union work. And I just don't see you in that union.
How do you get around here with all the mist?
When you've strolled these docks as long as I have, Pilgrim, you know where you are by the smell of the sea, by the sound of the lonely foghorn, by the icy touch of the cold, salty air.
Wow. Manny, could I have an eye patch?
Manny, can I have an eye patch? Yeah, whatever you want, Glottis.
Can I just ask, what is under the eye patch? Because I know it's not an eye.
Oh, well, when I was alive, I had an eye patch like this. This one's just for the phantom pain. And that one eye socket used to scream like a banshee when the trade winds blew, so I plugged her.
Hey, Manny, we were in the middle of a conversation here.
Hey, okay.
Alright, we'll leave them to their conversation. I guess Glottis has made a good friend now. Yeah, let's go back this way.
I think I'll wait for the fog to clear before I try exploring town again.
The fog has to clear in order to explore town. Interesting. Anywhere else we can go here? I think the only other place to go would be inside. We can go upstairs, right? Nope. We just go out. See if Mr. Flores has any other questions.
Are you
or
sure
answers.
I can't sleep in the back?
There's only room for one.
He's the one. In our inventory. Look at that carpet. It's very nice. This game is very stylish and very classy with its music. I love this carpet. It's got like a piece of pie here, or a sandwich with an olive and a toothpick. There's a door up here, but how do we get up there? Gotta be something else here.
think I'll wait for the fog to clear before I try exploring town again.
Who knows how to make that fog clear? Talk to Glottis. I never really looked at the graphics before playing this and was like, oh, nice. But they nailed the theme they're going for.
You gotta
Indeed.
hide that car.
In a minute, Manny. I'm talking to Mr. Dockmaster here.
Yeah, they did really good. This is the remastered version on PC. And it looks really good. I'm playing at 4:3. 16:9 is just stretched, so I didn't want to do that.
You sure a woman named Mercedes Colomar never came through this town?
She might have. I don't know. I
Yeah.
told you the first time, I'm no good with names.
No good with names.
I wish Glottis would hide that thing.
This is troubling. What are we supposed to do here? We can't talk to Mr. Flores. The Dockmaster is not going to help us right now. He's having a conversation with Glottis. And Manny doesn't want to explore the town because of all of the mist. And I can't get up here for some reason. You know what? I got an idea. Mr. Flores' wife. Let's show that picture to the Dockmaster. Gotta try some options here, otherwise we're gonna have to use the hint system again, and I don't want to.
Ever seen this woman?
Oh, if this is the woman you're looking for, take my advice. Forget about her. She sailed out of here weeks ago in a cozy portside cabin built for two, and she wasn't alone.
Ooh.
How do you know she sailed out of here? I don't believe it.
It's a tough break, Junior, but you gotta face it. Here, look it up in my port log if you want it in writing. 6 weeks ago on a Tuesday. Ticket for two, paid in full.
Yeah, we're gonna have...
The champagne on the bow myself.
Hey, Manny. We were in the middle of a conversation here.
Hey, okay.
Look, I know how you feel, son. Once I lost a very special lady myself. I waved to her from the docks as she sailed out of port, and I never saw her again.
What was her name?
The SS La Mancha was her name, but don't make me talk about her, because I just can't do it.
Yeah, definitely trial and error here. We're gonna have to try some different things, because if we don't... A little pixel hunting, maybe, and a little bit of finding some info. Just by trying different items on people. And we could tell Mr. Flores what happened.
How about in the attic?
That's the boss's office. You can sleep there when you're the boss.
Wait a second, didn't we...
Velasco's logbook says Celso's wife took a bunk with a hunk.
Show it to him.
Celso, your wife sailed out of here 2 months ago with another man. It's all in there.
Oh, Manny, is there a greater constant in nature than the treachery of women?
Forget about her, Celso.
Have you forgotten yours? I'm going after her. You take over my job here. This mop at least will never let you down. That compass in the handle will sure come in handy too.
Alright, we get a job now. Compass and a handle? One year later. It's the end of 1 year. Oh, look at this place now. Looks like he's doing well for himself here.
Hey, boss. You gonna come downstairs? I got a customer asking for you.
You know I don't like to mingle with the customers.
Well, you may want to mingle with this one. She sounds like your type.
Well, looks like a quiet night in old Rubacaba.
So he basically took this little automat thing, serving food, and turned it into like an empire. He's got like a casino, a stadium, cruise ships are docking here. Like a little Casablanca. Oh, look around. This is cool. Very classy, Manny. Glottis is playing the piano.
Manny!
Evening, Lupe.
I have to tell you about my new organizational system for the coats.
Think she'll come in tonight? Who's she talking about?
Think she'll come in tonight?
Manny, you ask me that every night. What am I supposed to say?
You're supposed to say, yes, I think tonight's the night.
Yes, I think tonight's the night that you finally go nuts from waiting for the grand entrance of Ms. Mercedes Colomar.
Let's try that again, shall we? Think she'll come in tonight?
Yes, I think tonight's definitely the night.
Thank you. It's
Sense
my
of
fault
false
she's
hope.
out in the woods alone, you know.
If you say so, Manny.
If she's in the woods, then she's gonna be there a long time, because it was hard enough for us to get through the woods with all those flaming beavers in the dam.
Bogan come in yet?
Yeah, he's down in the casino, probably enjoying his usual lucky streak.
How's the flow tonight?
We're dead tonight, Manny. Everybody's back home for the Day of the Dead, I guess. Except for the casino. The casino's hopping. Why is it that all the people who don't go home are the same people who just love to gamble?
Well, I guess when you've got nothing to go home to, you've got nothing to lose.
Hey,
That's true.
We should put that over the door.
This is probably your favorite chapter. I like the tux. Yeah, it's classy. White tux. Very cool. This totally reminds me of something out of Casablanca. He's just waiting for Mercedes to roll in. As he does every night, unfortunately, but...
Everything okay back in the land of fur and fedoras?
Everything's in order. It's beautiful. I can't wait for people to come in and try the new system. It's so cool. Want to hear about it?
Okay, tell me all the details about your new code check system.
Yay! Okay, I found all these plastic tiles in the back, left over from the automat, and guess what? They all have numbers on them. So what I'm doing is, I give one to everyone who checks a code in and... Manny, you're not even listening to me. I go to all this work organizing your coats, and you don't even care.
Lupe.
Forget it. Don't pretend to care.
No, I want to hear.
Hup. Oh, I'll tell someone else about it. Someone who cares.
What's bigger?
Please, tell me all about your new code check system, really.
Don't patronize me, Cal.
Okay, back to work.
Okay.
Alright, Lupe, back to work. What's really cool is Glottis is just hanging out down here. Let's go down there. Slides down the banister, very classy. It's the Day of the Dead. We're actually 1 year from the day when we started the game.
Quiet night, huh, Carnal?
Day of the Dead ain't good for business, Chief. But last night, remember last night, Manny? Oh, wait!
Glottis has come a long way, especially since they never allowed him to drive cars. I like him. He's one of our better characters in this game.
What's that you're playing?
Oh, this is just a little, you know, love song for a special lady.
Sing a little bit of that song, why don't you?
Well, I only have this part. Bone wagon.
I like it.
Yeah, but his singing has to come a long way.
You think she'll come in tonight?
Who, my special lady?
No, Meche.
You know what, Manny? I think she will. I got a feeling tonight's the night.
You know, when we leave, I'm actually gonna miss this place.
Aw, Manny, why can't we just stay here? We got our fancy club, we got 3 squares a day. Max lets me take the bone wagon out on his kiddie track once a week. Plus, we look good in these clothes.
Gladys, I can't live
Get
in
a
this
point
world
there.
forever. It's not where I belong. I've got to find Meche and help her. Because if it weren't for me, she'd have been on that train a year ago.
Okay, Manny.
Well, I'll let you get back to practicing.
I don't need to practice, man. I'm good.
You could practice your singing, yo, Gladys. That much I could say. Little candles on the table, really classy here. Got that Arabian feel to it, to the core.
Ah, Marillo de Oro. A very fine liqueur filled with solid gold flakes. Yes, I better take this with me for safekeeping.
Marillo de Oro. I like Sambuca, I'm wondering. Let's take it with us. See what's back here.
Leader, Noir Perrimanque, number 2. 2 is the winner.
Oh, this is where all the magic happens.
Merci beaucoup.
Mesdames et messieurs, faites vos jeux s'il vous plaît. Ladies and gentlemen, please place your bets. Mesdames et messieurs, rien ne va plus. Les jeux sont faits. Ladies and gentlemen, betting is closed. No more bets, please.
Alright, we should probably save it. We started and we haven't saved since, so... Probably mingle with the guests, I'm assuming. Just like that guy sitting down first.
Mind if I sit down, Charlie?
Of course not, Manny. I mean, it is your club, right?
Right. So what are you doing in it? Didn't I tell you not to come back until you can pay your bar tab?
Oh, or they kicked me out of that cat track for printing fake betting stubs. So now I have to come here, Manny, which I love,
Yeah, you're right. Oro is gold. So I'm trying to think what kind of drink it might be. Like something with gold flakes in it doesn't... I think Sambuca has gold flakes in it, or maybe I'm wrong. God knows when I've had Sambuca last, so...
How did you print fake betting stubs?
With this. Isn't she beautiful? The last time I was incarcerated, I shared a cell with the most dishonest con man I ever met. He was strictly small time, and I managed to steal this from him quite...
Goldschlager, that's right. You're 100% right.
Hey, give that back to me, Manny.
Maybe once you settle your bar tab, eh, Charlie?
Oh, Manny.
You're right, Paul. I don't know why I thought Sambuca, it's Goldschlager.
What else can you counterfeit?
Cinnamon schnapps.
Anything.
So can you make passports?
Manny, you still think like a living man in so many ways. No soul needs a passport. We are all citizens of the same nation, and our king rides a pale horse.
So no passports?
No, that little hologram is so tricky, you know?
How about driver's licenses?
Sure. Just, give me a recent picture, $50 in, about 2 weeks, okay?
When I think of something I need, I'll come back.
I'm not a wishing well, Manny.
Right, so he's willing to, counterfeit stuff for us. We just need to find something that needs to be counterfeited.
Why aren't you over at the roulette tables?
The roulette is for lonely widows and Frenchmen. Why don't you get some slot machines, Manny? Everybody, old women, little children, they all love slot machines. And I have a system, an infallible system for beating them.
The German word Goldschlager refers to the profession of gold leaf makers who beat bars into gold into extremely thin sheets, which is interesting because it's a Swiss drink. Wow. There's, I was told by someone who had German roots that the Swiss and the German have kind of like a cross counterculture among them because of their proximity, obviously. So I think like Eastern Switzerland or Southeast Switzerland, they speak German as well as Italian because they're kind of landlocked between that. So I do believe that.
Now think about it.
I can tell when you're just humoring me, you know?
I think slot machines attract an undesirable element.
Oh, well, we're all undesirable, Manny.
Yeah, but your credit's no good to boot.
I always have good luck on slot machines. I wish COVID would finally come to an end. Me and my wife would make like a local casino trip every now and then, every year. Because of COVID, we haven't had the time to do that, and like we're dying to get out of here just for a weekend. It would have been nice. Also play a lot of bingo while we're up there. You think bingo is for old people? Nah, it's for everyone.
All my friends are lonely widows and Frenchmen.
Except me, Manny. I'm here to keep you sane.
Tell me your system, Charlie.
I can't tell you my secrets. Just this. You have to become one with the bandit, Manny. You have to get inside the machine and make it want to pay.
On second thought, stay away from my roulette tables.
Yeah, I'm not a big gambler, but apparently I have a knack for slot machines, and you know, last time I played the slots, I spent about 3 hours, and I think I racked up like $300, which was insane, and I never won that much in my life, so. But bingo is something my wife and I we had like a couple hours to kill, and we decided to try it, and it was just so much fun. So, yeah, I can relate to your mom in that way.
That's a nice suit. Where'd you steal it?
Manny, if you learn to play the odds like Chowchilla Charlie,
there you go.
then maybe you too can have a suit this fine someday.
Well, I've got a club to run, so...
Oh yes, please, Manny. Get on with your glamorous life.
Our glamorous life. Yeah, if you have some hours to kill, bingo is the way to go. I'd like to try poker one day, but...
Some people say you should always walk away from the table when you're on a winning streak.
Oh yes, but I'm feeling extra lucky tonight.
12, red.
Trying to convince him not to gamble anymore since he's winning. So what is it that Charlie gave us? Ghost Logger. He gave us this.
Me and this ticket printer, we're gonna make a mint.
We get a ticket printer. Nice. Okay. That'll be our ticket out of here.
Mesdames et messieurs, faites vos jeux, s'il vous plaît.
Everything okay down here?
I'm going to need some more chips if Monsieur Lucky does not call it a night soon.
Yeah, poker is fun if you're playing with people you know. You know, then it's friendly.
Rien ne va plus. Les jeux sont faits. Ladies and gentlemen, betting is closed. No more bets, please.
Not while they're losing.
So we don't talk to anybody who's losing. We only talk to people who win. They spelled monsieur wrong. That's right, you're learning French, actually, so... I didn't notice that.
You know, some people say you should always walk away from the table when you're on a winning streak.
Oh yes, but I'm feeling extra lucky tonight.
So maybe we gotta present them with something. Let's see what we can do here. Maybe we can tempt him with some Ghost Slaughter.
I don't really want to do that.
What about giving it to Charlie?
I don't really want to do that. I don't really want to do that.
Nobody wants it.
I don't really want to do that.
Ladies and gentlemen,
alright, let's get out. They spelled it phonetically, I can respect that much. So they got halfway. They got it half right. Lotus want some booze?
I don't really want to do that.
We don't want to give anybody our booze. Let's keep it for ourselves. Alavera Cafe. This is better than his job at the Department of the Dead, that's for sure. Oh, what's going on here?
Meche?
Manny, help me. I've been lost for so long. Why didn't you look for me?
I did. You ran off. Why?
The
You
DOD.
said I was no good. I've been all alone in the world for a whole year. And it's all because of you!
Terrifying. Is that her? Caesar, but the ship is sailing away. That was...
Would it be an annual thing with you, Manny? Every Day of the Dead, you toss your bones into the drink and I fish them out?
I don't plan to be around that long, Velasco. As soon as I find out where that ocean liner's going, I'm after it.
Oh, that ship's going to Puerto Zapato. That's the other side of the world. Ain't no ships going out that way but the old limbo here,
But nothing. If the limbo's my only hope, then I'm already on board.
Well, good luck, son. That's all I got to say.
Is it a Zapato, a shoe? So it's like port shoe? That's where it's going?
All right, so I'm ready to sail.
On what?
On the limbo, man. Let's go.
Manny, the limbo's not a passenger ship. She's small cargo, son. And every hand on board works.
Yeah, it's really... They made it funny and classy at the same time. I really like that. Look at the moon. There's like a man in the moon. And it's a skeleton head.
I'll work.
What are your skills?
Sales and restaurant management.
Oh, hey, there is one opening on the Limbo's crew.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's in the engine room. And your buddy Glottis would be perfect for it, but he'd have to get his own tools.
Okay, if I get Glottis some tools, can we board?
He can, yes. No offense, Manny, but there's just no place for you aboard the Limbo. She's fully manned already. In fact, her whole crew's on board, ready to sail at dawn. Except for that one guy.
Yeah. It's one of those games. I mean, this is the first time I'm playing it, and I'm playing it blindly. But it's just one of those games that... you don't know what to expect at first when the story unfolds. But as it keeps going on, it keeps you engaged. What kind of tools?
Does Glottis need?
Authentic CB equipment only.
Where do I get authentic CB equipment?
Why don't you ask a CB? Afraid of getting stung?
A CB?
Who's the one guy who hasn't boarded yet?
Yeah, well, Seaman Naranja's a little late, but he'll be here before they sail.
I wonder if Seaman Naranja's the guy who's winning all the money at the casino.
What job did Naranja have?
Didn't put it down.
Aha! Restaurant management.
Yeah, it's similar to what you're doing now, except the fish is fresher on the Limbo.
Fish is fresher on the Limbo.
What if Naranja doesn't show up? I can fill his spot, right?
Manny, you're not even in the Maritime Union.
I know that, and you know that, but we're two guys who can keep secrets, right?
Glottis is exempt, but the captain will ask for your card. And if you don't have one, they'll serve you to the sharks like chum. And what's worse, I'll get fined. That's a tough union, boy, and I don't mess with them.
So let me get this straight. If I get Glottis some tools,
Then I can get him a job on the limbo.
and if Seaman Naranja doesn't show up for work,
But he will,
and I get a Maritime Union card,
which you'll never get.
then I can sail on the limbo in the morning.
Jeez.
Okay, so we gotta get Glottis's tools, and then we need to take Seaman Naranja's like work card, and then we could get on this boat. It sucks that we're not going to be able to stay here because this is a really cool spot.
Where do you think Naranja is?
Probably home selecting recipes for the trip.
Selecting recipes for the trip? You would hope so.
What's going on in that bottle? A tugboat?
This happens to be a perfect scale replica of the SS Lumbago. I'm just having a little trouble getting the walking beam to fit in the neck here.
That's funny, because a lumbago is usually more of a problem in the lower back than the neck.
Yeah.
Nothing. I better go finish packing.
Aye, you do that, son.
Alright, so what do we have in our position?
Me and this
Possession.
ticket printer, we're gonna make a mint.
It's the ticket printer, got the Goldschlager, and the Sith. So, can't really do much now. Seaman Naranjo's a gambler. I'm pretty sure of that. Has to be. Have a look around here. The hotel side of things. What's going on here? They're bees. Oh, okay. This is who we have to talk to?
Cold one, huh, Terry?
Yeah, it's always cold when you're unemployed, Manny.
Who's unemployed? Aren't you guys in the union?
The union? They don't look after us little guys. They're run by the coppers. And you of all people should know, Manny, that the cops are in bed with the gambling joints.
Hey, I run an honest joint. We ain't in bed with nobody.
What about the protection money?
We pay every week. On the nose, through the nose, like an honest place should.
See what I mean? This town is just a big conga line of hustlers, all laughing and dancing and scratching each other's backs.
An honest place paying protection money? I doubt it. I highly doubt it would be called an honest place if it wasn't doing that. Why aren't you guys up there working?
Why aren't you guys up there working?
You don't know the deal down here on the docks, do you, man? If you want to get the jobs, you have to pay the unions extra dues. And that ain't cheap. We don't pay, and so they put us on barrel duty.
Why don't you just pay the union off then?
We got our pride, Manny. We're straight stingers, you know? Not to mention we just don't have any cash to spare now that we're not working. I mean, it's like a problem where, the solution makes the problem, worse.
Like a catch-22?
Yeah, wow. I wish I knew words like that.
If the union is crooked, why don't you register a complaint?
Ooh.
That's a good one, Manny. Did you hear that, guys? He thinks we should register a complaint.
You bees are being
You
exploited.
bees are being exploited. You should do something about it.
Yeah, what can we do? We're just a handful of unorganized drones. We don't know nothing about nothing except just how to take it on a chin.
I think you're just a bunch of complainers.
You don't know what it's like, man. Every day we come down here, we try and make an honest living. We find out that you gotta be a crooked bee to win down here. He knocks the pollen out of you, man. He makes you weak.
Since you're not using your tools, you think I could borrow them? That would be awesome.
Since you're not using your tools,
You can give them to Glottis.
borrow them?
Well, we sold them to feed our families.
Then how are you ever gonna work?
I told you things were messed up down here, Manny. I told you.
If the cops own the union and gambling's in bed with the cops.
Yeah, and then who really runs the gambling, right? Well, no offense, but Maximino is really the big boy in town, obviously. But word is, he gets his orders from some hardcore gangsters in El Mero. Yeah, that fancy cat track is really just a big laundromat, if you get my drift.
Laundering money. Hey, I can borrow one of your union cards, right?
Hey, can I borrow one of your union cards?
What, are you kidding? You know how much I had to pay Chow Chilla Charlie to get mine?
You guys know a seaman naranja?
Nah, CBs and sailors don't mix.
But you're in the same union.
Well, maybe so, but some traditions are sacred there, Manny.
You bees gotta be strong.
Things just aren't the way they should be down here, Manny. It's like the worker bees. They do all the work, but we can't affect it's like the way that things are produced should be controlled by, we should, forget it. I'm just a dumb, hungry, out-of-work bee.
Should put them to work.
What's the buzz, boys?
That's better.
I'm going to make a Manny face wood burning black. That's awesome.
Like, things and stuff, you know?
You bees gotta be strong.
Easy for you to say, Topsider.
That would be awesome, actually, for a project. Making it look like Manny. Very cool idea. Let's go down this way. It's weird. There's also like a Zeppelin flying above the island. I would think it's probably attached to the casino. I'm not sure though. Just simple solid lines. Just want to keep up with it really. Yeah, definitely. It wouldn't be too hard. Painted white. Oh, okay. This takes us up to where the Zeppelin is, no? Let's see what's around here. Just explore everything, and then once we have it figured out... We also need to go inside the hotel. Wait a minute, how did we get back here then? So we took the elevator, we ended up all the way back up here? Interesting how things are connected here. I thought we were in two separate parts from where the ship was and where we are now. What about this way? What is all this? Okay, I don't like the ominous music. Let's explore the hotel first. You got lost a few times? Yeah, there's a lot up here. More than I expected. Let's go inside the blue casket. That's cool. I like this artwork. Oh, this is where all the beatniks are. Look at that. Talk to any of them? Apparently I can talk to these two. Jazzy indeed. Music's another good part of this.
But don't you see, when the government fades away, so will our troubles.
Ah, nonsense. We will always need some armed force to fight off the return of capitalism.
That sort of fascist thinking is as dead as you are, comrade. When we get rid of all the guns, that's when people will begin to self-police. And the public opinion alone will keep them from committing crimes.
Hola, trust funders.
Hey, look who's making the scene. It's Manny Calavera, the up, the down, the backside of the nouveau riche.
Beat it, dinner jacket. We're talking about things you wouldn't understand, like truth and beauty.
Hola, trust funders. There you go. And we're nouveau riche to them? Come on.
Buenas noches, comrades.
Hey, Manny.
We don't look like we're out of Miami Vice.
We don't have time for establishment types like yourself.
What makes you guys think I'm so establishment?
You smell like bacon and oppression, man.
Okay?
Smell like bacon and oppression, man. I don't know. I smell like bacon.
Crazy.
Alright.
Lola? What are you doing here?
Lola.
This crowd doesn't go much for souvenir pictures, except maybe of Lennon.
Shh. Man,
Dave's not here, man.
I'm gonna prove to Maximino once and for all that Olivia's no good for him.
Still hung up on Max, eh? Take my advice, Angel. Forget about him. He's a gambling racketeer.
Like you.
Oh, that hurts, baby.
Hey, shh. Here they come.
Come on, sugar. How about a kiss for the road?
Oh, ick. Don't let me down, Nick. You're a lawyer. You're not supposed to have feelings.
I don't, but I know a good tart when I see one. Hey! If Maximino sees that, we're going to end up in matching terracotta pots.
Don't be silly. He wouldn't hurt me. He loves me. Manny, at last we're alone. Tell me, how are the bourgeoisie?
Fine. How's Max?
Oh, Gramps, don't start.
Okay, so apparently she took the picture with the idea of selling it, possibly. That's what I think. And let's find out about Maximino and Nick.
What are you doing with a snake like Nick?
I'd lay it on you, Manny, but I don't think you'd get it.
Messing around with your boyfriend's lawyer is pretty dangerous.
Oh, maybe I was wrong. You do get it.
Messing around with your boyfriend's lawyer?
I'm a little worried about Lola.
That's because she's doomed, Manny. She fell in love with Maximino. That's the one mistake I never made.
Do you think Nick would hurt her?
Only if he
What?
finds her, and take it from me. He's not good at finding things.
Open mic night seems like a big hit.
It always takes those timid souls a while to get up the nerve.
Maybe it would help if you went up there and started things rolling.
Oh, Manny, read poetry in my own club? That would be like this whole place was just a big temple set up to worship me.
Probably was. Why is she twitching, too? It's a little bit of a little jankiness with this animation.
Oh, come.
Okay, alive. We slept. Life's just some rapid eye movement. In a warm, cozy bed. Buried, we wake. The flesh dream is over, Daddy. Now that we're all crazy dead.
Nobody claps at these poetry clubs, right?
Yeah,
They all
but
snap their
that's the
fingers.
last one.
How about another poem? A little dark in here, don't you think?
A little dark in here, don't you think?
Dark and cold, like the hearts of men.
You know, I'm thinking of buying this place.
Really? I thought about buying yours for a while, but then I just decided to ask my boyfriend Max to buy it for me.
You can have it. I'm leaving town.
Manny, you sound so exciting all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Why are you leaving town?
Well written, excellent music, good stereotypes with humor. They don't overdo it.
I'm chasing a woman I met once and can't forget.
Well, I have a poem I wrote just for you. Pay attention because it's pretty short. Here it goes.
Hey, how about another poem?
Okay. Ashes to ashes, to ashes, to ashes, to ashes, to ashes.
It's terrible.
Ashes to ashes to me. To ashes, to ashes, to ashes, to ashes.
That was great.
Yeah, but that's the last one.
Snaps his fingers. We approve of that one.
Well, catch you later, hip chick.
Keep practicing that lingo, man. You'll get it.
It's down this way. This is probably the kitchen. I thought this was like a hotel. Instead of it's a hipster club. Poetry club. Can we talk to this gentleman? No.
Just a dab will drop you.
Hey, man, you didn't see me put the secret ingredient in these coffin shooters, did you?
Relax. Olivia stole the recipe from me in the first place.
Yeah, she steals from the rich and gives to me to poor.
Either way of putting it. What do we have here? Couple items we could use, I guess. Dial soap.
I don't get the feeling those cleaning supplies are used much around here.
Yeah, they don't keep this place clean, do they?
Let the waiter clean up after himself.
I hope he washes his hands too.
The sink is full of dirty hookah water.
Dial soap. Yes.
The sink is full of dirty hookah water.
Yeah, the dirty hookah water is what they're putting in the drink. Top it off.
Nothing in the dishwasher.
We have to take a plate and put it in the dishwasher? Try this.
Dirty plates can stay put.
Really?
I'm not gonna eat off of dirty plates, and I'm not going to clean them.
Huh. Alright, Manny, if you say so. I could see why you found this to be the coolest part of the game. I really like this atmosphere here. Passed out. Oh wait, someone else we could talk to here. This person. We talked to him earlier?
Hi, what's your name?
Got nothing to say.
What's your name? Hi, what's your name?
Well, I guess that's it for the blue casket. It's back here. Oh, I see. That loops around. So we came this direction. What's down this way? And then we'll go up top. Railroad tracks. Interesting. There's a lot here.
That's the folding bridge that connects this pier to the base of the cat track.
Base of the cat track. What if we use it? Walk across. What about this door right here? And they were talking about the number 9 train or something like that in the beginning half of the game, so I'm wondering...
It's locked, but there's nothing up there anyway. This gate only leads up to the Lambada dock, and the Lambada's gone. I've got the lumps to prove it.
Lambada's gone. I'm wondering if this is where the train ends up. Let's go this way real quick. I'm one of those people who likes to explore every aspect. See the Zeppelin? Caught that earlier.
There it is. Max's giant cat racetrack. How's a regular guy with 3 roulette tables supposed to compete with that?
Cat racetrack? Over here. This could be another bar. Let's go in. Or maybe not. What are we going into? Oh, a tattoo parlor. Look at that. Is this the guy we're looking for? You're not really supposed to be drinking when you get a tattoo. Doesn't that thin out your blood? And if you start to bleed, you bleed more easily? That's what I always heard. I'm a guy who's got no tattoos, so what do I know?
Come
¿Cómo estás? Not now, Manny. I'm in the middle of something with Naranja here.
Oh, okay. Semen Naranja. That's what we're looking for. In the fridge. You don't see it being that big of an issue? Well, as long as the guy's a good tattoo artist.
Touching that anytime soon.
There's nothing in the fridge, right?
That's one old fridge.
What else can we mess with here?
Not picking that up.
Fridge is completely empty. Apparently you bleed a lot, though, anyway? Really? I have a hemoglobin problem. A high hemoglobin problem, so I gotta be careful not to bleed a lot. I can bruise easily.
There's stronger stuff than that in there already.
Alright, let's keep the drink. Can we take his drink?
I need that. You need to hold still, or I need to strap you down.
Ooh, maybe he can get strapped down.
I need that. You need to hold still, or I need to strap you down.
Got a telephone here?
Not picking that up. Hello, operator? Yeah, it's me, baby. How'd you know? Hey, don't say that, sweetheart. You know I meant to stop by and...
Yeah, a friend was a medic. We were drinking one night and gave me an IV of saline just to show how much you'll drink with that. I bled like a stuck pig when he was trying to get to a vein. At least he got to a vein. My problem is they could never get a vein out of me. Because of my high hemoglobin, my blood's like really thick sometimes. So actually every now and then I gotta go and get like a 500 milligrams or so of blood removed. Just so that it goes down to the normal level. But it's weird like that. Yeah, but you gotta be careful. If
looks like it hurts. What's that you're working on there?
mine were like snakes. They couldn't get one because they kept slipping with the needles. Yeah, that's my problem too sometimes. The key is to drink tons of water. The more dehydrated you are, the less likely they are to be able to put it into your vein. Can you dig it? Camilio, welcome. How's it going? We're past year 1 already, so we're making some progress with the game. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here, but let's try giving it to him.
I don't really want to do that.
Can we give it to the sailor?
I don't really want to do that. I don't really want to do that.
Let's put this away. There's something back here.
I think these are binders of tattoo designs. They're labeled nautical and nice, and a third one just says Anchormania.
Anchormania?
Me and Shag Fardalum. Yes, them fool your bell po fiat.
Can we take these?
You push me to edge, Calavera.
Looks like it hurts.
Alright, so this is our man here. We need to figure out what we can do to get his card. I originally thought he was the guy in the casino, but he's not. Let's explore some more. What if we went this way? What's over here? That's the other casino, I think. The cat racing. Probably save it too. In a while. Go upstairs or downstairs?
Ew, I'm not sure what I hate more, crowds or cats, but I'm definitely not going near either one today.
Do not pet the cats.
Hey! Looks like a great night for cat races.
We're about ready to start. It's old
Nobody there.
Flea Ball's Cure.
We'll walk in there.
Hissing Pretty. Catastrophe. Mama's Love Ball. El Gato Gordo.
Oh, sorry, monsieur.
Fat cat.
This is the elevator to the High Rollers Lounge.
That's where I'm going.
It is members only.
You must be new.
And you must have a VIP pass to come upstairs. Adieu.
Alright, so we can't get entrance there. We keep going up. We'll sneak in. We have the ticket maker. I don't know if we could actually use that to make a ticket to get in here.
Oh, Manny Calavera. You never come up here to see me anymore.
Well, I thought you could use the company with everybody gone for the Day of the Dead.
In that case, Manny, why don't you stick around until 6? That's when I get off.
When did you put in a floor safe?
That's our new contained detonation chamber in case someone tries to come through here with a bomb.
Since when does Rubacaba have a terrorism problem?
This town's changing, Manny. It's getting tougher every day.
So they're worried about terrorism here now.
Busy night?
Hardly. Everybody's gone home for the holiday already. This place is dead, and I'm bored, Manny. Bored.
What's the shuttle waiting for?
They're just cleaning it, but they're very thorough. We run a tight ship here, you know.
Got it. The shuttle is the Zeppelin that's up top.
Can I try out your metal detector?
What's your sudden interest in metal detectors, Manny?
I'm just a collector.
Well, I'll show it to you when I'm on break. How's that?
When's your break?
Dawn.
Oh, that's too late. I'm shipping out tonight.
Yeah, right. I've fallen for that line too many times.
I think it's time for your break. We could slip in the back for a little drink. You can tell me all about your job, the danger, the metal detectors.
That back room's all business, Manny. And so am I.
Okay, we can't sweet talk her. We do have the ghost logger. We could share with her. That would have been awesome, but...
What kind of business goes on back there, Carla?
Strip searches. And you don't qualify.
Why don't I qualify for a strip search?
Manny, I agree it would help pass the time, but we have procedures and rules here. And you never know when they're watching. I can only strip search people when a regular search turns up nothing.
Hey, it's worth a try.
Ooh, I love this part.
So we're gonna get her to strip search us?
Sir, if you will, please place all of your belongings on the security desk. Oh, you're clean. Rats, Manny, I almost got to strip search you.
Okay, so I think we need to find a reason for her to strip search us. Then maybe we could finagle our way up there.
Why don't you come by the club anymore?
Well, to tell you the truth, Manny, it's your little coat check girl. All that bubbly energy, I just want to strangle her.
I've tried that. It doesn't stop her. So, is it time for your break yet?
I told you not till dawn. Kind of.
Nobody likes the coat check girl. Hey, Senor Jefe, how's it going? Welcome.
A lot of paperwork.
A lot of passengers. Everybody's back home but you and me. Hey, official documents. Don't touch.
I'm liking it. thought the first part, year 1, or whatever the prologue was, because we're in year 1 now, I think. I thought it was like just okay, but now that we got the Rubicava, like the game has opened up and it's got this classy Casablanca kind of feel to it, and I'm really digging it. Efa. Efe.
These lockers have a note on them. Employees, I don't care who's doing it, but please stop using the contained detonation chamber to crack open walnuts. Thank you.
Story's great. Comma.
They're locked.
They're lockers.
Not picking that up.
They're locked because they're lockers. Okay. So we're gonna need a key to that. And go through again? Yeah, I think we definitely need something in our pocket so that we give her a reason to strip search us.
Oh, you're clean. Rats, Manny, I almost got to strip search you.
That would have been exciting, I'm sure. So, what if we tempt her with the ghost logger? If the sit doesn't set it off, nothing will. Yeah, I never thought about that. We do have the sit. Maybe I'm supposed to walk through with the slit?
Not here.
No, I can't take the sit out here. Yeah, why wouldn't that set it off?
Manny, I'm on duty.
Good theory there, Pulse. Sit should have set it off. Alright, well, I guess we can't do much here yet. And this takes us up to the blimp.
Vengeful Pounce in first place. In second place. Cat Scratch Speeder, bringing up the rear.
What about the ticket maker? What can we actually do with the ticket maker? You can use it to make a ticket.
Gaining ground. 1 life left.
1 life left. Are we
Buffalo coming into the home stretch.
We're supposed to see who wins here.
It's Vengeful Pounce, and then the Lintless Buffalo, followed by 1 life left. Vengeful Pounce in the lead. Vengeful Pounce closing in.
See who wins this race. I think that determines how we make the ticket.
And 1 life left. The Lintless Buffalo standing her ground. The Lintless Buffalo coming up on the finish. It looks like we have a photo finish here, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate your
Photo finish.
we await the race results.
I've used some hints here and there, I'll admit that. The biggest problem was the maze in the petrified forest.
Lintless Buffalo in first, followed by Prince Winky Taka, and in third place. 1 life left. And again, the winner.
So that's our ticket, but how do we make a ticket that wins us? He's doing better with a couple of hints than I did with a step-by-step guide. I've been using Universal Hint System, so... Like, we don't even know what day it is. Just printing tickets arbitrarily. See if we can cash one of them in. There's probably more to that puzzle we don't know yet.
Anybody there?
Look, I told you, we don't have any kitty hats today.
Kitty hats?
You have to wait until Tuesday. That's kitty hat day.
I don't want a kitty hat.
Fine with me. What's your bet then?
I don't gamble. It's a conflict of interest for me.
Then why did you call me down here?
To pick up my winnings. Here.
Oh, another Chowchilla Charlie original. Give me one good reason not to throw you out of here.
Because I'll tell Max to fire you.
So he left.
Getting ready for the next race.
So we know it's not Tuesday just by talking to him.
Anybody there?
It would have been a hat day.
I told
Yep.
you.
You're right, Paul.
Don't give out the kitty hats till Tuesday.
All right, so not Tuesday.
10 minutes to vote.
We got another ticket, don't we? Oh, we gave it away.
Me and this ticket printer, we're gonna make a mint.
It's not Tuesday. I mean, the combinations are endless, but I want to see if I hand him a Monday ticket if he says it's Monday.
Anybody there?
The day Bison graced your village was the most important day in your life, but for me, it was Tuesday.
Oh, another Chowchilla Charlie original. Thanks. Can't get enough of these.
That's it? He didn't say anything else about it. Alright. All we know is it's not Tuesday. It's the Day of the Dead.
5 minutes to post.
Let me write this down. I haven't used a hint yet on today's stream, so I'm proud of that at least. Not Tuesday. That's all I know. We need something to go through that metal detector with. Let's explore around some more.
Do not leave children unattended.
Children shouldn't be at a race. He doesn't want to go and mingle with them. Wait, what was on the other side here? Nothing?
For your own safety.
What's this?
Wow, somebody really liked this cat. They don't have much use when they're alive, and stuff, they don't have much more.
It's true. What does it say?
Beloved Sandspoof, this regal and majestic feline was a record holder for speed and a favorite of the crowds here in Rubalcaba for many years, until her career was suddenly and tragically cut short on the second week of the racing season, when the airship Olivia 1, on its maiden voyage, crashed onto the track mid-race and exploded.
Tragedy.
Bereaved fans testified later that before the blimp hit, Sandspoof was in the lead.
Really?
Fuchi, that smell es peor que la muerte.
This looks like all cat food or tuna, maybe?
Wet foods for winners. It says revolutionary design leaves can edges safe and smooth for kitty.
Okay. Use the can opener.
I don't need the hernia. I could open it with my teeth, but I'm not that hungry.
Okay, so interesting. He just has the can opener, and we could use the can opener on the can, but nothing comes of it.
Great. Now it smells like a giant cat litter box and some sort of gelatinous demon mystery meat product in here.
Mystery gelatinous meat product.
It's already open. Smells good, but I'd rather eat my own arm.
Okay.
I don't need the hernia.
I have to pick that up. Alright, Manny. I don't know what we're gonna do with that. But we did something, at least. Let's save it. No, we loaded. Damn you. I want to save, not load. Gotta get that can opener again. Gotta go look at the cat again. I'm gonna go talk to our friend up top.
Beloved Sandspoof until her when the maid was in.
We got that can opener.
Fuchi, that smell es peor que la muerte. It says revolutionary design leaves can edges safe and smooth for Kitty.
Even though we don't get the animation, I'm assuming it's opening this. Oh, now it is. How did I hit load? I didn't even realize it.
Like
I thought I hit save.
Box and some sort of gelatinous demon mystery meat product in here.
Nothing back here. Just look at the cat. That's about it. And this door goes nowhere. So let's go up top. Kind of figure this out. We know it's not Tuesday.
Hey. Looks like a great night for cat races.
Let's try the trick with the gelatinous mystery meat. Product really sums up most of the canned meats, to be honest. That's true. And I like Spam. You gotta talk to her all over again? We can do this in a second. We'll just fast forward it.
In that case, that's one.
Take a look at the bomb detector.
It's
the bomb exploder.
When did you put in a floor safe?
That's our new container.
Containment chamber for bombs.
This town's changing, Manny. It's getting tougher every day.
I'm pretty sure that was response to the Zeppelin that exploded that killed that cat that's out there.
Busy now?
Hard. Everybody, this place.
What's the shuttle waiting?
We run a tight ship.
Tight ship.
What's your sudden interest?
I'm just a collector.
Well, I'll
Hey, Dr. Goer, Spam with fried egg, Portuguese sausage, and fried rice. Takes me back to Hawaii.
When's your break?
Dawn.
Oh, that's too late. I'm shipping out tonight.
Yeah, right. I've fallen.
Yeah, Spam is pretty big in Hawaii and also Samoa. A lot of Pacific Islands. I never actually tasted it, though.
I think it's time for your break. We could slip in the back for a little drink. You can tell me all about your job, the danger, the metal detectors.
That back room's all business, Manny. And so am I.
One of my friends, her uncle is actually the vice president at Hormel for Spam. I kid you not. She told me that. And then when she finally got married, I got to meet him at the wedding, which was cool. So... the Canadian version is called Click? Really? I didn't know that. Spam was my teenage years. I was a rich kid? No. It's not a rich kid. But I just didn't eat Spam.
What kind of business goes on back there, Carla?
Strip searches. And you don't qualify.
Why don't I?
Manny, and I can only strip...
Alright, so...
it's worth a try.
I think one of the last things we do...
I love this part.
...is have to get through this metal detector. Because it's going to lead us up to the blimp.
Sir, if you will, please place all of your belongings on the security desk.
It must be an English thing. Had Spam in Quebec. Hormel, the company that usually makes most of the Spam, is in Minnesota, so I would think they would export to Canada.
Manny, I almost got to strip search you.
True. Delicacy in places that were occupied by the U.S. Army after World War II. Yeah, there's Spam, Click, Cam, and no, just no.
Why don't you come by the club?
Well, all that bubbly energy...
I've tried so...
I told...
Everybody wants to strangle the coat check girl.
Don't you think?
She won't let us take the papers.
Hey, official documents. Don't touch.
And we know we need a key for this locker, so... Our work here is done. Let me save it. We'll go back. We know where the Seaman is that we need to get basically his ID card from. He's in the chair at the tattoo parlor. We have the ticket maker, so maybe we could win. We know it's not Tuesday. That's all we know. Oof, close to clicking load again. Yes, I gotta be careful with that. New game would be terrible if we did that. Let's leave the cat club, or the cat races for that matter. Let's head back. Let's take the elevator back up. We need the tools from the bees. All hail Jeff, of course. We need to figure out the tattoo. We need to get that guy's ID card, I think. The tattoo, get the guy in the tattoo parlor. The sailor that's in the chair. We need Glottis to go with us onto the ship. We need to get past the metal detector. We need to win one of those races so we go upstairs to the VIP area. That's what I think. So what to do first? This might be a good time to look for a hint. Or at least just maybe the order of things, of the way we have to do the stuff here. Take the elevator. Let's not look at anything up yet. This goes back to the club. Oh, okay, this is the parking area where Glottis parked the hot rod the last time. Down here was where? This part. What exactly is this part?
Late night at the morgue, isn't it, Membrillo?
The morgue. Yeah, the jazz is just superb in this game.
On the slab.
Great soundtrack.
If I don't ID these rose gardens tonight, I won't be ready for the two that come in tomorrow. And before you know it, I'm up to my ass in azaleas.
Up to my ass in azaleas. Interesting. Let's have a talk with him.
What a sad story. These stews sprouted and no one came down to claim them?
Death makes sad stories of us all.
How's business?
Booming, unfortunately. More crime every day. And more sproutings like these. Something's happening back in El Morro, I think. And its dark hand is finally reaching us here in Rubacava.
What exactly are you looking for?
I'm digging for a treasure that part of me does not wish to find. For when I uncover that sad doubloon that tells me who this poor soul is, my reward is not riches, but the chance to make a phone call and break somebody's heart. Of course, with this equipment, the search could go on for some time.
Got like a little fork there acting as a pitchfork, but maybe we gotta get him better equipment.
Can I help?
Sure. Grab hold of this leaf right here.
Alright.
Manny?
I can't do it.
I know. I was just testing.
How do you do this job?
Without becoming jaded, you mean? My secret to happiness, Manuel, is that I have the heart of a 12-year-old boy. I keep it over here in a jar. Would you like to see it?
No.
He literally has the heart of a 12-year-old boy.
Karen, a joke.
Do you ever worry that your job is getting to you, Membrillo?
Well, forensic botany is a trying job, Manny. But have you ever spent much time here with a florist? In life, they became florists because they love flowers. But here, a flower is a symbol of pain, of death within death. Their conflicted feelings build and build, and eventually,
they become quite mad. Thanks for the tip. I guess I'll send balloon bouquets from now on. And Brio, why do you stay in town? Why don't you head off toward the Ninth Underworld? Manny, you can only search for something for so many years.
Abby normal.
Stop believing in it altogether.
Igor, what is the name of the brain you got me? Abby. Abby? Abby normal. Love that movie, Young Frankenstein.
You don't believe in the Ninth Underworld? Why do you think we're all here in Rubacava? Because you're waiting to earn off your time, or you can't afford passage, or... Manny, we've given up. All of us.
Brilliant movie indeed.
You've been here long enough. You will too. Well, don't let me bother you. Always nice to have visitors.
It's a great movie. I haven't seen it in a while now either. Nothing else to talk to Manny about? Or for Manny to talk to Membrio about?
Well, don't let me bother you. Always nice to have visitors.
We gotta get him a better tool. What do we have currently? It's a ticket maker, Bushloger, and this. Can you use this?
The can opener wouldn't work there.
Use it on here?
The can opener wouldn't work there.
What about the sit? Can we use a sit to take out the flowers? Where's he going? He's got to open it out there.
I don't want to mess up my blade.
He never wants to mess up his blade. Alright, so we can't use that. Although we watched Neverending Story the other day with my kids, and maybe I should not have watched it again, it was still decent, but not what I remembered. It's very different the second time you watch it, I think. And the first time I watched it, I loved that. I think it was because I was young at the time. But... oh, Senor Jefe doesn't agree. Timeless. It is a classic.
Cargo stolen from shipyard receiving area, including a large suitcase bearing the initials HL.
Ban Dr. Goa? Or ban myself? What did that say?
Reward offered for cargo stolen from shipyard receiving area, including a large suitcase bearing the initials HL.
I doubt we'll ever find that.
What a horrible jail cell. Then again, it sure taught Glottis a lesson that time.
Glottis got put into jail? What's in here? This is probably the last area we have to search, and then I'm going to look up a hint to see what to do next. Or at least what to do first on the list. What's with this statue? Can't actually go up to it, right?
I know that statue's supposed to mean something about justice, but I don't know.
I think I watched it last a few years ago and still amazed me, but this time I noticed a lot of the stuff that didn't flow. I don't know if it's a bad edit on HBO Max or something. Could very well be. First time I watched it was on broadcast TV. And then I saw it again on HBO or something like a Showtime. Take a look at the blimp, that's all we can do here. Come on, Manny, get over there. Viva la Dango! Hey DRS, how's it going? I watched it on VHS as a kid, maybe a million times.
Hey, the new blimp is already in full operation. Let's just hope they fill it with something non-flammable this time.
It's back here. We made it to Rubacava, so we're trying to research the entire city, and this is sprawling now. There's so much to this. We were here before. I think we just gone full circle. This is where the cat races are. We could probably just head back. Let's try a hint. Yeah, I think it was on broadcast TV at least once every couple of months.
Getting ready for the next race.
What am I supposed to do here? We're to wait for Meshe. Mercedes Calamar.
10 minutes to post.
So are we in year 2 or are we still year 1? Should Meshe be showing up in Rubikava one of these days? Yes. Okay. Today's your lucky day, in fact. Head out of your casino and you'll see if you can find her.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, so she got away on the ship. So we got to get on board the Limbo. We know that. How do we make sure Nahara, Narana, doesn't show up? That's the sailor. Swamp of Sadness. Even manufactured that shoot. You may want to find some proof that he's not going to be showing up. Even manufacture that proof.
5 minutes to post.
Membrio the coroner seems pretty intent on finding the identities of the sprouted bodies in the morgue. It could help him find proof that Narana, sorry, I keep pronouncing that wrong, is one of the bodies.
Please do not leave children unattended.
Like encouraging you to wear some kind of ID. We know Narana has got an ID on him because we need to get it. Let's go back. Go back there first. This is pretty sprawling for a point-and-click adventure game, I gotta say. Locations are pretty big. Where was... I think it's down here. The tattoo parlor. Don't hurt me, but I didn't mind Artex going under. Honestly, he had nothing to be sad about than that the swamps took him. It's a pretty big game overall for point and click. Stupid horse. Want me to make you a moderator? I need a channel mod, just in case. I do my own modding, but, you know, sometimes I get too caught up in the games and I can't, you know. We won't do that to Dr. Goa, though. He's a good guy. Alright, so we need to get the ID. Apparently he's getting an ID on him somewhere. Poison his drink with something?
Strong stuff. That ought to kill the pain.
Should, but it don't. I kill the pain, turn off my drill, stop working. How about that? No. I can take it. Bring it on, Pops. I'll pop you, sailor boy.
Strong warning? I don't even think I could do that. Last time I accidentally muted someone for the entire stream by accident. And then I finally figured out how, well, Creature was the one who told me how to make it so that he was no longer muted. Alright, so he's got an ID on him. What do we do here? Let's take the Goldschlager, mix it with this. Wait till he puts it down.
There's stronger stuff than that in there already. There's stronger stuff than that in there already.
Gotta be something we do here. we're gonna have to poison his drink. I would think. Get another clue. Flight of the Navigator? Never actually was crazy about that movie, but I've only ever saw it once. Maybe it's something I gotta go back and see again. How do we get his ID? Yeah, it's something with the bottle. It isn't strong enough. To find something strong enough to knock out Narana, not just kill some pain. One of the places around Rubikava does have such a beverage. But we have the beverage. Maybe it's one of those coffin drinks. Let's go find it. Go back to the blue casket. We can all agree on the Princess Bride though, right? Timeless classic? Don't make me start banning you. So please agree. So we took the Ghost Logger from our bar. But the blue casket has something in it that'll knock him out. Then we can take his ID. Supposedly. And I'm pretty sure it's the coffin drink because it knocked her out. Yeah, look at that. Where'd the waiter go?
Nothing in the dishwasher. I'm not gonna drink dirty hookah water, and I can't carry it with my bare hands.
So we need a glass or something. Can we put it in the Goldschlager bottle? Like empty it out and then put it in there?
I don't really want to do that.
What about that?
I don't really want to do that.
Can we put it in the garbage?
I don't really want to do that. I don't really want to do that.
There's nothing he wants to do here. We need like a glass. That's basically it. You mean Zorro, right? Zorro. First time I watched it, I had to watch Princess Bride in university for a folklore course I was doing. Oh, that's so cool. We watched 1982 the thing last night. It's a good movie. Never watched The Thing. Definitely see it. One of John Carpenter's best. So you took a class where you had to watch Princess Bride. That's pretty cool. First time I saw it was on TV. I just loved it. I've watched it recently with my... Well, I bought the DVD with the intentions of watching it with my niece. I watched it recently with my wife for the first time. But I never got around to watching it with my niece, so maybe next time they sleep over, we'll tell them to bring it and we'll all watch it. It's just one of my favorite movies of all time.
I don't really need a bunch of cleaning supplies.
We did a commentary podcast for our first Patreon post on The Thing. Awesome. It was hated when it first came out, and gradually people started to appreciate it. It's basically Among Us in horror movie form. Yeah. I guess. Swamp Thing. How about Howard the Duck?
I don't really need a bunch of cleaning supplies.
We don't need cleaning supplies. We just need a glass. We need one of those little coffin glasses. What do we get one? Anybody here have one? You take their book?
Hey, can I borrow this book?
Why?
So you can freak out our plans for organizing labor and go rat us out to your pal, Chief Bogan?
Hey, I'm just looking for something to read on the can, all right?
No dice, Cummerbund.
So they're not going to give us the book.
Hey, how about another poem?
Okay, I called my cat Boney till she said it wouldn't do. I said, why? She said, sister, because that's what I've been calling you.
That was great.
Yeah, but that's the last one.
Yeah, it became a cult classic. It got screwed up upon release, though, was one major thing. Production companies wanted something like E.T. and not a horror film because they wanted to capitalize on it. Yeah, horror films just never... Snapping fingers. Horror films just never made the money back then. It was also super uber gory. That's the other thing, too. They couldn't make it, like, widespread to different audiences. Whereas E.T. worked for every audience. Don't get me wrong, I liked E.T., but I came to appreciate horror movies later on, after that phase, as I grew older, so The Thing, a very solid film. Not my favorite John Carpenter film, but it's a good one. Alright, so we need to get the blue casket drink. We know that. Right, a kitchen, you can get in there by just walking in. We did that. Exit the kitchen. A hook of water. Serving it to the waiter. Some of that might just do the trick to knock him out. And something to transport the water in. Check out another kitchen. Check out another kitchen. Where was there another kitchen? Let's go back to our place. Do we have a kitchen in our bar? Maybe we missed like a glass there. Rowdy Piper. They Live, yeah, They Live is really awesome. Yeah, They Live was fantastic. Have you seen his other movie, Hell Comes to Frogtown? It was really bizarre. Roddy Piper's in it, and it's kind of post-apocalyptic, I think, but that came out of nowhere as well. Yeah, Big Trouble in Little China. They Live is my favorite Carpenter film, and then Big Trouble in Little China was after that, so... I remember reading about They Live in the Maxim magazine my brother gave me when I was in 9th grade. Such a good film. You're supposed to find another kitchen. There are beer steins, something we could take from here besides the ghost lager we took earlier. Supposedly another kitchen around here. It's not here. I thought this was the guy we had to go for. The guy who's at the roulette table is winning. He might be the solution to another puzzle. Another kitchen. Where did we see another kitchen?
I have a note for you from Lola.
Lola?
Yes. Now, where is it? Where? Oh, here. No, wait. Dang. I have a whole new system for messages. Just let me... Here. No, wait. Be quiet. Here it is. Wait a second. It's empty. There was something inside. It felt like a key.
A key?
Yes! But did somebody come back here and snake the key while I was sorting the coats? Who would do that? They messed up my whole system!
A key to where? Doesn't have the key now? Yes, I was gonna say that too, Paul. Best fight scene ever.
Evening, Lupe.
Hi, Manny.
You hated the fight scene?
Okay.
Oh, now we gotta ban Senor Jefe. Talk to you later, Dr. Goa. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, we're allowed to like different things. That's true. I could kind of see how...
Hi, Manny!
Okay.
How the fight scene in that gets out of control after a while. They actually do a whole homage to that movie and that fight scene in Saints Row 4. It's Keith David's in it. So there's another kitchen somewhere. Where is the other kitchen? Can we still go to the cafe area of the club? If I go in here, does it take me back to where the automap part was? No, it doesn't. You said something about somebody leaving a key behind. It was Lola. No way should we be reasonable. Keep the peace. So, that club has... The Blue Casket Club has a kitchen. There has to be someplace else that has a kitchen here. Raison. It's French. Cat races do not have a kitchen. VIP area have a kitchen, and if so, it means we're gonna have to get the ticket. It's over here. I think that's the way we came. This is where he is. No, we don't want to go that way. This is the cat races, right? Let's get another hint. The one in the High Rollers Club has a turkey baster you can use to get the dirty water. So then we do have to get to the High Rollers Club. The right connections. And we get the right connections. Who's the only guy who can give us connections? It's Charlie, the guy from our club. So let's go back there. Talk to Charlie. Maybe he'd give us credentials. He did give us a ticket maker. Well, we haven't gotten all the clues for that yet. We need to get into that High Rollers Club. Wrong way. Take the elevator up. Berkey taster, yes? Charlie's sitting at the table in our casino. Downstairs, he's gonna slide down the banister. I like that move. Pretty cool. What can you do for us, Charlie?
Can you make reasonable union cards?
Manny, are you going to start moonlighting? Or are you just looking to hang out with the sailors?
Can you do it or not?
I have a deal for you. If you can retrieve my money from Maximino, I can make you president of that crooked union.
I don't need to be president. And why does Max have your money?
I put a whole suitcase of it up for collateral on a rather large wager last month. The race was fixed, Manny. They stole my money like common thieves. Here, take this VIP pass and use it to get into the High Rollers Lounge. They won't let me in there anymore. There should be a safe somewhere in the wine cellar, and my suitcase should be in it.
And you can get me a card tonight.
If you make it back, Manny, the card will be on the table.
All right. So we got to do A. Basically, we got to do mission C to solve mission B to solve mission A. Or puzzles rather than missions. Interesting. All right, so it's back to the cat races. Save it right here. Not load game. Alright, so we gotta go into the VIP room. Although, doesn't that pass have his name on it, and he said they won't let him back in. So is this gonna be an option or not? This way? No. We gotta go the catwalk. We gotta take the catwalk across in order to get to the cat races. Go across, and we go. This should get us into the VIP area, I hope.
It's Flea Ball's Cure. Atlant, Pork Chops Ransom.
Wrong way. Gotta go back here.
Pork Chops Ransom. Closing in.
Alright. Okay, Max.
I'm sorry, monsieur, but here's my pass, Jean-Claude. Now shut those doors and drive.
Oui, monsieur.
Works like a charm.
Actually, my name is Raoul.
I bet you the can opener is what we use to get into the safe, possibly. An upstairs area. What's this guy doing? Interesting. Oh, the turkey baster's right here.
Looks like the pantry.
Take that turkey baster, we need it. He's a big fella. Anybody who's like a monster here is a demon, they call him.
Looks like a turkey baster.
They're all the manual labor in the game, pretty much. Keep the turkey baster. Ring the elevator up? It's not coming up. That's the way down to a wine cellar. That's where we gotta get the suitcase from. Let's see what else is around. I think I have a feeling I know what we need to do. Let's talk to Raoul here. Work at demons. He doesn't want to talk to us. I have an idea here, but let's explore the floor. This might be Maximo. Counting like receipts or something.
Virago.
Nope, it's Nick.
Working in the High Roller Lounge. I would think Maximino's private lawyer would have his own office.
I do, but they don't serve drinks there.
Got a little lipstick on you, lover boy.
This is the lawyer that's cheating on Maximino's wife.
I can do the same to you, Calavera.
Oh, he dropped the key.
So if I were you, I'd keep my jaw shut.
Something tells me we need that key.
Nick, I need a lawyer.
You get yourself in some kind of trouble, Calavera.
No, we just need someone for the dunking booth over at the club.
Funny guy.
If you were me, you'd be good looking.
How's tricks, Nick?
Yeah.
Virago, I really need a lawyer.
What is it this time, Calavera?
Someone's claiming my roulette tables are fixed.
But your
First person reference?
tables are fixed.
Exactly. That's why.
Sorry, I didn't get it.
So will you be needing a regular lawyer or an excellent lawyer?
Any mouthpiece will do.
Then may I suggest you try the Yellow Pages?
What's the deal with this guy?
Nick.
Yeah.
Everything all legal with the kiddies?
Yes. They keep themselves pretty clean.
Who do you like in the fourth race?
Well, there's a white-footed tabby in gate 2 that's looking strong, but has a slight eye infection.
But you think he's gonna pull out of it and win anyway, right?
No, that puss-eyed puss is going to lose, but nobody knows, and I'm going to make him mint.
Gate 2, that cat's gonna lose. That's another hint at what we gotta do with the ticket machine.
I have to tell this to someone. I hate cats.
Me too, but they keep the lights on around here.
Virago, I really need a lawyer.
What is it this time, Calavera?
Aren't a class action suit, lots of money involved?
I'm starting a class action suit, lots of money involved.
Who are you deep-pocketing?
What's the difference to you? They're loaded.
I'll ask you again.
Manny.
So will you be needing a regular lawyer or an excellent lawyer?
Manny's very good. Let's go with the excellent lawyer this time.
An excellent lawyer.
Any excellent lawyer or the best excellent lawyer?
The very best is good enough for me.
The very best is good enough for me.
And who would you say that would be, Calavera? Who would you say is the best lawyer you know?
Just wants to hear it from us.
The dead.
You are, Nick.
That's right. And that's why Maximino retains me on an exclusive basis. So sorry, but I don't do odd jobs.
Doesn't do the odd jobs. Can we pick this up?
Nah, he'd see me do it. Nah, he'd see me do it.
We gotta distract him. Maybe give him some Goldschlager. Maybe he'll like that.
I don't really want to do that.
Nope. This is where we start trying every item we have. What about the ticket maker?
I'm keeping this little gold mine to myself.
This was Flores' cane. Or his mop, I think. Or no, that's the turkey baster. So we can't use that here either. I need the key and I need to distract them somehow.
Who needs a giant 24-karat gold cat? Ah, who needs a cat, period?
We get it, Manny. You hate cats. Okay, I know how to get downstairs. I think we need to hide in this vat somehow. And then maybe they'll roll us down to the elevator. Is it asleep?
Wake up, is it?
Hey, I'm trying to get some sleep over here.
Sorry, didn't mind, just passing through. Going down?
Going down?
Probably later.
Maybe you could take me down now.
Oh, yeah. I could take you down, but I can't eat customers anymore.
Hey, let's beat up the waiter.
Hey, let's beat up that waiter.
Not a bad idea. But he's new. Give him a break.
Down in the elevator. I want to go down in the elevator.
No, down in the elevator. I want to go down in the elevator.
That's true. They wouldn't see me hit you in there, but I still get in trouble.
Sorry, don't mind me. Just passing through.
To where?
The elevator.
Doubt it.
Why can't you get customers anymore?
Why can't you hit customers anymore?
Exactly. It makes no sense.
Can't I go down to the cellar?
It's a wine cellar. Wine goes down there.
Okay, nighty-night.
So I'm pretty sure we're gonna need to get into a wine barrel. Some sorts. And then he's gonna roll us down in there.
Looks like cans of some sort of canned meat. Oh, I really hope this isn't where the old race cats end up.
Let's take some.
I don't need any cat meat. I don't need any cat meat.
I guess not. What's in there?
Not picking that up.
Close it? Yeah, I would think we go up on the ladder and then we hide in this barrel, and then he takes us out of there, but... Uh-oh.
What are you doing?
I wanted some wine.
Oh, look at what a mess you have made. Get out of here.
Hey, what about my vino?
It's not self-serve. You'll just have to wait until I get around to it.
Okay, he's leaving. So now there should be no wine in here, right? I hope. We climb the ladder. I know we need to climb this ladder. There you go. Lucky guess.
This cask is sealed on the top, too.
Ooh, we could use the can opener to open it, right? Look at me figuring things out. I hope that's the case.
I'd better not open it when it's full. That could spill a lot of juice.
We just spilled all of it.
I told you to stay out of here.
I wouldn't have to come in here if the service were a little faster.
Probably got to do this a couple of times to get all the wine out of there. Man, this game.
I told you to stay out of here.
I wouldn't have to come in here if the service were a little...
We really need to empty this. Is it empty yet?
I told you to stay out of here.
I wouldn't have to come in here if the service were a little faster.
So we gotta avoid him. Let's go upstairs for a minute. Yeah, I don't think that's working either. So he keeps coming back and stopping us, but we definitely have to get inside that wine barrel. Can't open the barrel while there's wine in it, while it's full. We know that much. That's the can opener to get that open, we know that for sure. He just went around the other way, so what if we go this way? Is he out here? No, he's not. Let's talk to him again. We're definitely on the right track, though. I know that barrel is where we gotta hide to go downstairs. I bet you it's not working because we don't have a key yet.
Nick.
Let's get another hint. This is definitely a game you gotta play with a guide. We're in the High Rollers Club. Now your problem is figuring out how to distract the people in the scrimshaw parlor long enough to spike Nahara's water. You open the door and the lettuce cooler. You will eventually take Toto to stop to close the door or tell you to do it. Okay. So before we do any of this, let's go back to the parlor.
Nice talking with you, Nick.
Maybe we have to do that first. Oh, there's somebody here. I never even noticed that. Hold on. What is this? Well, we're never here.
Why, if it ain't Manny Calavera, come to see how the big boys play, eh, Manny?
From what I can tell, they play with kitties.
Kitties, roulette tables, what's the difference? They go round and round all day, and they're both more reliable when they're fixed. Am I right?
How's the old cat race, Max?
Well, volume's pretty low. Most everybody's out of town.
Tell me about it.
But I've got some side businesses that help smooth over the rough spots.
What kind of side businesses?
Manny, let's just say our El Mato associates appreciate our out-of-town perspective.
You know, you got a pretty nice setup here.
You got a good little club yourself, Manny. Not as nice as my girlfriend's, of course.
You say your girlfriend?
Your girlfriend?
Hey, Manny, don't pretend you don't hear the gossip. It's not a secret anymore. Olivia and I are officially an item.
Well, I just saw Olivia and Nick kissing.
Manny, we all kiss here. We're all one big family, you know?
No, I mean kissing, Max.
Manny, Olivia and I are in love. Nick Virago's been my trusted counsel for years. You shouldn't even joke around about their character like that. It could make me very angry.
Well, Manny's right about that. He's not joking.
I'm not joking.
That's enough, Calavera. I mean it. Now, let's talk about something we can agree about.
Let's talk about Charlie's money.
I'm here for Charlie's money. No, seriously. He says you have a lot of it.
Oh, I got a lot of it, but none of it's his.
Ooh. I'm leaving town tonight.
That's great, Manuel. No one needs a vacation more than you. Get out of town. Forget about that Meche woman.
I like the new blimp.
Yeah, I decided not to let what happened to the Olivia 1 get me down. Imagine, you try to impress your girlfriend by building her a beautiful airship, and what happens? It goes and crashes, explodes, and burns on your own track. And kills her favorite cat, too. Not the kind of thing that makes the young girl's hearts go flutter. I'll tell you that twice.
Great cat blimp disaster. Your new waiter. He's got an attitude.
Your new waiter's got quite an attitude, even for a snooty waiter type.
Hey, Manny, when you put labels like that on people, it's like you stick people in these little boxes and never let them out.
We're all in little boxes back home, Max. 6 feet under.
Now you're talking like the town coroner, Manny. Cut it out.
Well, I'll let you get back to staring out the window.
Just can't get enough of my cats.
Anything else we could do here? Let's take a look at that. That's the same as the statue that's out in the
I'm getting the
main room.
Max ain't much of a dog guy. If I know Max, these will be wired to an alarm.
You know me better than I thought.
He's right. We can't take that statue. So he wasn't taking the bait that Olivia and Nick were an item together. Okay, back to the tattoo parlor then. As long as the waiter's there, nothing's gonna help us out with him. Maybe you need to prove it? Yeah, I probably need like a photo or something. We need to get that key from Nick. That key is either gonna let us into maybe this area, or it's gonna like be the key to like Olivia's apartment or something. Let's go back to the tattoo parlor and take care of that first. Who would take such a photo? Lola? That's right. Lola took the photo. We need Lola's photo. So, Lola gave the photo to the hat check girl. The hat check girl said someone took... No, she gave the key... Lola gave the key to the hat check girl. Someone took the key from the hat check girl. Clearly it's Nick. We need to get that key from Nick. It's all making sense. By the way, all these Pog champs are pretty bad. They've had some bad ones lately. I wish they would just pick like a really good one and stick with it at this point. We're figuring this out without any hints. Yeah, some of them were okay, and then some of them are like... What were they thinking? Alright, so we need to distract them somehow. We need to get the dishwater. We didn't get the dishwater yet. So we gotta go back to the blue cat. Turkey Baster picks up the dishwater. Yeah, Shame Dude was an idiot. One of my favorite emotes. Yeah, he's a complete idiot, but it was a good emote. I read the article, but even before that, I didn't even know who he was. I also read a story about the Kappa emote guy. Like, apparently he used to work at Twitch. He doesn't even work there anymore. So we need to find Lola. Just one thing at a time here. We're learning. Turkey Basters first. Alright, so we got the hookah water. That's gonna put, hopefully, the sailor to, Narana to, sleep. So back to the tattoo parlor. I'll save the game when we get there. So that key Nick has is probably to the safe that's in the basement, I would think. Just a hunch. Figure this out first. See how much we get done before the end of the stream. Majority of the stream was just exploring this part. I'm just like in shock how big this is for a point-and-click adventure game. It's pretty cool though. Can we just take the turkey baster and put it in there, or do we have to distract him somehow? Let's try just putting it in there.
Nah, he'd see me do it.
That's what I thought. Put it away. And open the refrigerator door, maybe? Gotta be something with this fridge. Aha, okay, there. What does that do? Okay, they kept the door open. Distracted him.
You slowed down my grinder. Very painful, eh, Naranja? Like torture.
And then he closes the door. That's the way to distract him. So we gotta run over there and do this before he turns around. Turkey baster.
Who is over there?
There you go. I like the idea of point-and-click games, but the logic sometimes is moon logic, so I get turned away. This one I would probably never figured out, but still I loved it. Some of it is moon logic. If you ever want to play a game that's point-and-click that has puzzles that make absolutely no sense, play the Deponia series.
Keifer, wake up. I don't work on drunks. Resek Chavarko. What kind of sailor are you? Can't handle booze, huh? Hogy te azt gondolod, hogy engemet nem fogsz kifizetni? Te teljesen bolond vagy.
The Deponia series is completely illogical. That's why I'm okay with using a guide occasionally. Yeah, same here.
He sobered up. I send him to Limbo. Yeah. He'll make it there by morning. Promise. Oh, yeah. That is what I told him.
Pick his pockets.
Let's see what you got on you, sailor?
Are you kidding me?
Seaman Anselmo Naranja, Ensign, 3rd class.
I gave him the idea in first place.
There we go.
Tiger can't change his stripes.
Okay, let him sleep. Let's go back to where the morgue is. Maybe we need to put this on the body in the morgue. Something that's sprouted, so we get a death certificate that proves he's like never going back to work. It's the only thing I could think of. Yeah, Deponia's got like the weirdest logic of any point-and-click adventure game. It's like you got a fire that you need to put out, but you're gonna put it out with like, you know, an apple pie or something. It's ridiculous like that. That you really need to play with a walkthrough. That goes nowhere. Gotta go up the elevator and then down the stairs, right? I think. Morgue's right here. Let's see if this works out. What if we just hand him this?
I don't really want to do that.
We put it here so you could find it?
Are you sure you're looking hard enough?
Look, Manuel, these old eyes are tired. I'm doing the best I can, but the average retirement age beachcomber has more sophisticated equipment than I've got here.
Come on, you should be able to find that now. So we did have to put that in there. But now we gotta find them this more sophisticated searching equipment? Tool? Whatever?
I don't think picking flowers is really appropriate right now. Well, don't let me bother you.
Always nice to have visitors.
Okay, so we had to do that. We gotta find him a better tool to use. Now that we give him the sip. I know Manny won't use it because he doesn't want to ruin the blade, but what if we gave him the sip?
My scythe. I like to keep it next to where my heart used to be. I don't want to mess up my blade.
See, he won't use it. I think we're on the right track, though. The problem is we gotta get him a better tool. Let's go up in here.
What a horrible jail cell. Then again, it sure taught Glottis a lesson that time.
Why did Glottis end up in jail? We never found that out. What have we seen that could be used as a tool here for cultivating flowers? A couple of things we need to do here. We need to go find Lola again. What did the hat check girl say? If a sip isn't a tool for cutting flowers, I don't know what is. That's a good point there. I would have thought you could just chop them all off at once, just by waving them. Where's Lola?
Evening, Lupe.
Hi, Manny.
Okay, back to work.
Okay.
There's nothing else to tell us. No, seriously, where is Lupe? Not Lupe, I mean Lola. Alright, so we took care of... How do you get the ID? We got the ID. You now plant the ID on a sprouted body. We did that. Just make sure Membrillo's back is turned. Manny tells you that you can't plant the ID. Wait and try again when the coroner has turned his to the other corpse. Membrillo also needs a tools to find the ID. The only people who have tools are the B guys, which is made of metal. Where is there a metal detector? By the blimp. Save. We need to go back to the blimp. The fastest way there. We need that metal detector, and then we could use it to find some kind of instrument for that's made out of metal for this guy. Time to get a nice long strip search. You're right. How do we do that? Yeah, I know it's a strip search, but first might want to concentrate on giving her a reason to use it. She's only allowed to use it when a normal search on a person's inventory doesn't turn up. We know that already. That means you have to find a way of getting metal onto your person without carrying it. Something that will leave metal deposits in our system. We gotta drink the Goldschlager. I would think, right?
Well, maybe just a sip.
There we go. Now we got metal in our body. We got gold. No, not the blue casket. Come out this way. The long way back to the cat races. Put that away. Makes sense, right? For some reason I thought we needed to use it to get her drunk, or like to party with her or something. Because apparently that's what they talked about in the conversation. Let's get up there. That will do it. Let's see. All right, let's do this.
Sir, if you will, please place all of your belongings on the security desk.
Why is she calling us sir? Is that still the same woman?
Oh, you're clean. Rats, Manny, I almost got to strip search you.
Wait a minute. That didn't work. Why didn't it work? We have to do it while we're here? Is that it?
Sir, if you will, please place all of your belongings on the security desk.
Oh, that's why it didn't go off, because of the sit.
Oh, you're clean. Rats, Manny, I almost got to strip search you.
You had to empty your pockets. True. But that's why the sit does get put on the side there. I did see it. Drink some.
Just a sip.
Let's try this one more time. There's got to be a method to this madness. Maybe we gotta drink it after.
If you will, please place all of your belongings on the security desk.
There we go. Got it.
You sure you're not packing anything else?
Nothing that would set off that thing.
Then, sir, I'm afraid you'll have to
drunk.
step into the back with me.
Oh yeah.
Rules are rules.
And of course, with my dad being in the military, we moved around a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I remember this one town we moved to when I was in the 1st grade.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the only industry in the area was figs. Acres and acres of fig trees everywhere you looked. I myself never really cared for figs. I was like dates
me
more.
neither.
Or prunes. Don't you just love prunes?
Actually, figs are a personal favorite.
They have such a great texture. They're all wrinkled up like my grandma Hedwig's
Speaking of metal
face.
detectors,
Did you just come back here to ask to borrow my metal detector?
We say yes?
no way.
Oh, okay. Now where was I? Oh yeah. So the only
I love figs, I just like them in cookie form.
acres and acres of fig trees everywhere you looked. I myself never really cared for figs. I always like dates more. Or prunes. Don't you just love
dates.
prunes? They have such a great texture.
Dates.
They're all wrinkled up like my grandma Hedwig's face.
We gotta find the right response.
Poor Grandma Hedwig. She was
Never a big
always
fan of
forgetting
prunes.
things. I remember one time back when I was
Hedwig,
6.
that's an interesting name.
Or maybe I was 7. No. I had to be 6 because
6,
Mr.
the
Rufus was
golden
still
year.
alive. Now there was a good dog,
Could I hold
Mr.
that metal
Rufus.
detector for a second?
Are you sure you didn't just come back here for this metal detector?
I don't even think I had them outside cookie form. I've had them a couple of times outside cookie form, but cookie form's the best way to have it.
Actually, I did come back here just for your metal detector.
What is it with you in this thing? I'm sick of it, man.
Give it to Manny already.
If this is all you want, you can fight the cats for it.
No.
Men are after the same thing, except you. The only woman you care about is that Calamar dame, and she split on you. I don't know what she did to you, but you know what? I'm done trying to figure it out, pal.
Oh, that's not nice. Wait, what was the note that was
These
here?
lockers have a note on them. Employees, I don't care who's doing it, but please stop using the contained detonation chamber to crack open walnuts. Thank you.
Okay, I bet you the key we have to get might be for that locker. I don't know yet, but we need to go get this metal detector now. Yeah, I like her too.
Drop dead.
I don't know what he doesn't see in Carla. But Mercedes, you know her. Even though she's split out on him. Always gotta go after one you can't get. I think that fell into the room with the food in it. He's not Mercedes, you're right.
I saw Carla's metal detector fall through. Oh no.
What hole? We go into the can?
I don't need the hernia.
No, you're opening the lid. You're not.
Need the hernia. Mmm, smells good. But I'd rather eat my own arm.
Grass is always greener kind of deal. Yeah. Understandable. That's the hole I saw it go through, but these are actual holes in the ground, so why is he laughing? Manny, where is this thing? Come on. This is cat litter.
This cat litter really needs changing. See? This is why I don't have a pet.
So the metal detector has to be in the cat litter, no? How do we look through the cat litter? Use the sight for this?
Aha!
Got it. There we go. Okay, so back to the morgue. We got the metal detector.
But it could be worse.
First try. I figured the sight had to be used for something. If you can't cut flowers with it, then maybe you could sift through some cat litter using it. Back to the morgue. When in doubt, just try all the items that you have in your inventory. One of them's gonna work. A life goal for you? I figured it had to be something that was on us that was made of metal. And now it finally went off because of sight being near it, so... Let's see if we can do this. 5. The other uses for death set. Life goal. Not that, Manny. Metal detector, come on. You got it. Yeah, we definitely need hits for this game, but...
Would a metal detector help the cause?
It's not 100%. Like, everything needs to be a hint. It's not like Deponio when I played that. I needed a hint for everything in that game.
Downtown. You never know what this'll turn up. An engraved ring, a belt buckle with somebody's name on it.
A belt buckle? Someone's name?
Who would wear a belt buckle with the... Oh.
You found it.
Huh.
What?
Velasco, it looks like I've got one of your boys down here in the morgue. A sailor by the name of... Naranja.
What? How? Sprouted? Ah, this town's going to hell. Sailor can't even take a 2-day shore leave without watching his back. Yeah, I'll come down in the morning.
Alright, so we have that figured out.
All day long, Manny, I sought through pure sadness. I find evidence, and I piece together stories. But none of my stories end well. They all end
so sad.
And the moral of every story is the same. We may have years, we may have hours, but sooner or later, we push up flowers.
Oh, that's a good one. We could use that at the poetry club, no? Let's save it. Okay, so we have like a couple of minutes left of the stream. How do we find Lola? We asked where Lola was. She didn't really give us an answer to that. And by the way, I appreciate any hints you may give me in the channel. Just no spoilers, obviously, for anybody who's watching. Thanks for the lurk. Doggo needs to go out again. You think she's gonna make a mess? Oh no, don't. Definitely take her out. Thanks for the lurk, Paul. I think we're gonna try to find Lola, and then once we do... Once I do, I think we will call it a stream. This doesn't really say anything about where Lola might be. So they get the union card, which we did. Talk to Charlie about. Need to go into the wine cellar closet, or basement. We do have to empty that wine casket. We need to get rid of the waiter. What to do. Let's go back to our club for a minute. I want to talk to the hat check girl. She might... I mean, she's the one who told us about Lola to begin with, so... She's got to know where Lola is. Every time I talk to her now, like, the conversation ends. It's not like she continues or allows me to ask her about Lola. Alright, one more time.
Evening, Lupe.
Hi, Manny.
Okay.
Everybody wants to strangle her because she's too peppy. See, I can't continue the conversation with her and ask her about Lola. Maybe Gladys. Let's ask him. I don't know. He must have been here when she showed up. Oh, go talk to Gladys. I got this fancy pass to the High Rollers Lounge.
Check out this fancy pass to the High Rollers Lounge. Can you believe how full of themselves they are over there? I don't think their place is any more VIP than ours, do you?
I don't know. I try to stay away from that place.
Really? Why?
Because of my problem.
What's the problem?
Compadre?
Where'd he go? Oh, great. Now we gotta go find him. Did he go to the High Rollers Club? Would she tell us? She's not. She's gonna say, hey, Manny.
Evening, Lupe.
Hi, Manny.
Okay, back to work.
Okay.
Man. Maybe he's at the High Rollers Club. I don't know. Because we gave him the pass and then he kind of disappeared, so... It's the only other thing I could think of. Let me shut this off, since we're going to... on the stream in a minute. Let's find Manny, or Glottis. Oh, cool. Came back just in time. So, what you missed was we showed Glottis the VIP pass, and he disappeared. So, my guess is he is at the VIP club. Over at the cat races. Let's talk to Glottis. Junkie needs his fix. I don't know what he needs to fix up, though. Probably wine? You got a wine issue? Can we get back in? That's the other problem now. No waiter. Ah, okay. Oh, he's got a drinking issue, doesn't he? Or a wine issue.
Baby! I had no idea you
Gambling?
were gambling so much, Glottis.
Well, the doctors made me promise I wouldn't do it.
So it is a gambling problem. I was thinking... That's true. You could have just drank at our club, so it is a gambling problem. There's the waiter. We mess with this again?
I told you to stay out of here.
What?
I wouldn't have to come in here if the service were a little faster.
We still can't do that. And somehow Glottis is here.
Go! Go! Go!
Nick's still here. His cigarette case with the key in it is still here.
Pretty bad. You got it!
Go back. Let's talk to Maximo here before we end the stream. Maybe there's a way to...
Maximino?
Why, if it ain't Manny Calavera, come to see how the big boys play, eh, Manny?
From what I can tell, they play with kitties.
Kitties, roulette tables, they go round and round all day.
Look, you gotta cut Glottis off. Okay, maybe that's an issue. He has a problem.
Look, you gotta cut Glottis off. He has a problem.
As long as he's got credit, then he's got no problem.
Credit? How did Glottis get credit?
He's part owner of your club, ain't he?
Half owner, actually.
Well, he put the joint up as collateral. So
Oh,
as long
no.
as you're in business, he's in business.
Posted awesome Glottis fan art in your Discord. Nice, I gotta see that.
Well, I'll let you get back to staring out the window.
Just can't get enough of my cats.
So he won't cut Glottis off. Go talk to that waiter. Maybe he'll do something about it.
Come on!
Maybe Nick will do something. I don't know.
Crying out loud! Go, kitty!
How's tricks, Nick?
Nah.
lawyer.
I really need a lawyer.
Well, my dance card is full. So what are you gonna do?
I'll ask Max if I could borrow you. You tell Max about you and Olivia.
I could tell Max about you and Olivia.
That sort of claim could send a man like Max into quite a rage, especially if the messenger had no proof.
Max and I are friends. He'll believe me.
People believe what they want to believe, Calavera. And I want to believe you're a smart man who doesn't go around spreading dangerous rumors. I've got to talk to Max for a moment. When I get back, I hope you are gone, because I'm sick of looking at you.
Nice. He's gonna leave. We're gonna pick up his cigarette case. Stake it.
Man, this is gonna get me in trouble.
Don't worry about it. Just take it.
I don't think it would be a good idea to barge into Max's office while he's meeting with Nick.
That's a very important step right there. He keeps coming down from upstairs. Are we supposed to wait for him to go upstairs, the waiter, and then when he goes upstairs, then we can start pouring this out? Otis is having such a great time. Alright. It's getting kind of late. I think we're going to stop it here. We'll figure this out at our next stream, which will be on Friday. 3:45. Play a little more of this. We'll figure out some of the last puzzles in this game, or in this area. And to get onto the ship, we need to figure out the airship situation.
Let's go!
We gotta win some money, I guess, at the cat races with the tickets. We need to get the union card so that we can get Glottis his tools, I think. Yeah, we made some solid progress here. A lot of it was exploring the town, but it was all pretty good. Alright, let's find somebody to raid. Thanks for hanging out, Paulsh, everybody, Senor Hepe, Dr. Goa is here, Camilio, just stopping by, DRS, thank you again for, I believe you hosted, appreciate it. If not, thanks you for just stopping by, it's awesome. And let's find somebody quickly to raid. Also, I'm going to take a look at that art as soon as I get offline. It's pretty cool. Let's find somebody quickly.
Pretty bad.
Let's go to...
Paws in the air! Let's go!
Let's go to Poundcake's channel. He's playing Demon's Souls. I don't know if it's the remake or the original. Let's give him a raid.